Hello again everybody, and welcome back to Let's Build with Mods. This is part 5. Now I'm showing you here real quick the completed version of the downstairs with the ceiling repaired. I have the walls all repaired. I even have the walls that are out in the center repaired, all of these ones. Now some of these walls I had to use the carpets to get them in, but a couple of the others did actually place in and snap. So it was actually pretty easy to fix these ones up here. And this one right here was one I had to use the carpet to get in. I wasn't able to just get it to set in there, as well as this left one. Now these ones here, I was able to place one in and then the other one just snapped to it. Just a little bit of adjustment. It was nice and ready to go. Now I've worked on this out here. These walls are all in. I went ahead and left this little area here open because I have an idea of maybe running some scaffolding or something off of that. Now, I had a hard time with the ceiling here. Couldn't figure out how to get it to fill in. And what do you know, I got an elevator to fit, and it functions and clears everything nicely. So I spent the rest of my time trying to figure out how to close this ceiling in. And no matter how I tried, no matter how many times I adjusted, one block just would never go in. It was always just one block. And I could move them all around and that one block would be somewhere else, in another corner. So I do got an idea what I'm going to do there, but I'm going to work on that a little later and I'll show you the finished product of it. So as you can see, I'll try to slip another little block in there. Oh no, we're getting ready to power up the elevator. And I'll just put this little fusion core generator up. And now I do have a 4-story elevator here right now, but I do eventually settle on a 3-story. Now, when I built the ceiling or the roof up here on the top, which we didn't go in and look at in this video, like I said earlier in a previous video, I was going to have a gap there. It's about 1 foot wide. And I'm going to try and show you guys here real quick. And what happened is I couldn't figure out a way to put a cap across there. So I just came up with this pretty cool little makeshift lookout area. We can see the whole area around us real good from this vantage point. It's probably one of the only places that you can see the whole area here and not have to walk around the map to do so. So let's go ahead and put us some stairs in. Now I went ahead and chose these stairs here because it still kind of has the look of that deck that I have as the roof cap. So those should look real nicely, and they're not quite lined up, but they're pretty close, and it's just like one board width lower than what that is, so it's just like an extra step. And I was quite pleased that it matched up that close without having to do some serious modifications. And we'll get the right board in, and there you go. You can see that it's just a little bit higher than that last step. Just it's like an extra step. And now I'm gonna go ahead and choose some railings. Now in Snap and Build they do have quite a few, but they most generally match the stair they're paired with. Very seldom can you get the stairs or the railings to actually match other stairs. And we'll just go on down to scaffolding and pull out a couple of these side rails and pop them on. And now I've got a really neat way to get to this upper walkway here. Okay, well, we'll fiddle with this a little later. Now I have loaded clear day shells and used them frequently for filming this. But what I've learned is, after doing it several times, now within about 1.5 minutes after launching one, I get a rad storm. So they're almost useless now. Every time I launch one, 1.5 minutes goes by, I've got a rad storm. It's even worse than what it was before.
Now that's some
But I'll go ahead and fire one off here anyways. And once again, I guess we're going to take a look downstairs, see how nice that looks. We're going to go back up. I have the elevator completed now. I went ahead and snapped some glass onto the side. I did a vault door on the front. I thought it gave it a pretty cool look. And I did actually get the ceiling completed the way I want it. And I put this little railing up so that it would hide the mismatch height of the ceiling behind it. And it really gives it a nice little bordered off look. I like the way that actually turned out. Okay, as you can see, I'm actually switched to a 3-story. And the reason is because on this floor here, well, I guess we better go down and close the vault door because, you know, that's unsafe. If a settler wandered in there, he could get killed. And we wouldn't want that. I've got a nice little fusion core elevator door. That'll look nice when I complete this part of the build. Now, I didn't show the sides right there, but I've actually got angled board pieces to fit in there, and it took quite a bit of finagling and finding out which piece would actually fit. And you can kind of see it there a little bit. Now, I had a hard time deciding what kind of door for up here, but then I remembered these, and of course, I had to go with those. Them are wicked. I love those doors. They also go vertical, up and down. There's a set that do that. Then I used a Institute glass piece that has like a map on it. I thought that would look pretty cool. Give it like a geographical look, plus you could still look through it and see what's outside. Alright, now let's go ahead and head on back down. Now, I have noticed this with the elevators. They do glitch. And what happens is the buttons on the inside float up 2 or 3 stories above where they're at. Now, I have been returning my elevator to the ground level, and it seems like that's helped quite a bit. I haven't really seen a glitched elevator since I always return to the ground level before I leave the area or save and quit the game. Okay, now what I'm going to do here. I was inspired a long time ago by a friend of mine, Mr. Mikey IP, who built a build at Red Rocket, and he used the sign as the wall in his building. And I just always thought that was the most cleverest thing ever, and so I've decided to actually utilize that idea here. Since the stands are evidently irreparable, there's no real way to make them look like stands again without stacking blocks in and doing snapping tools and a bunch of stuff when I really don't have anything I want any stands to be. So I'm just going to go ahead and put this block out, and what I'm trying to do is match it up with a certain height on the sign. And I'll just mess around here a minute and kind of level it up. You guys get the idea what I'm trying to do. Since I couldn't get it right up against the wall to try to line it up, now I'm like one wall width or floorboard width away. And I'll just put up a floor and see how far away I am. And I'm going to choose this cool wooden one because I want to stick with the wood look. And as you can see, I'm not close at all. So I'll just make the quick adjustments and put up another board and try it again. And of course I'm off again. This will take several times to actually get it where I want it. Okay, let's move on. Alright, I've actually got it lined up where I wanted it, and I discovered something, that the signs are exactly a quarter board width apart. It's going to make an excellent walkway to the other side. I didn't even think about that before. So now it's off by a little bit, and I don't want a big gap on the other side. So I'm going to go with an old technique that you've probably seen in Let's Build with Mods 1 out at Nordhagen Beach. And I'm just going to go ahead and put up this thick Institute wall, which is basically like a concrete wall from Wasteland Workshop. I'm going to put that on there, and then I'll just snap another floor to it, and it'll move me the thickness of that wall closer to these signs. Now, I try to reach around and grab the back piece, but that isn't going to happen, so we'll just pull out a new piece and put it on there. Now, it's not right up against the wall like I am on this side, but it's close enough that I'm happy, and I don't think nobody's going to fall through that. And if you wanted to get technical, you could just go back to the first side that we started on and just make a slight adjustment there to give the same gap on both sides. And we'll put in a couple of floors. This is really going to look nice. I'm really happy with the way this actually turns out. And on this side, I'm a little bit short, so I'm just going to go to a quarter size floorboard and put it in. Maybe we'll put some stairs in here or something that's kind of thin. Alright, now, since we couldn't get a board to go in there, what I was hoping is that I could use one of the 16 unit boards to just kind of float in there like we've seen previously they'll do. And I get to a board I want to use, or floor, and I move around and really try to get it, and it won't turn green at all there for me. So we're stuck going old school, and we're just going to use a couple of carpets. And we'll just set a couple of carpets in there, and we'll have us a nice little walkway. Once I actually get them in the correct way I end up doing it, it looks super nice, and it's hardly even noticeable. I'm just showing you can put one on and get it out there a little ways. Now, you know, even though carpets are flat, they do still stair step upward. So what I'm trying to do here is place one on the other side where it kind of like A-frames up. So it's like a carpet on each side and then a carpet on top. Once again, nobody would ever notice. It's just the OCD that I say I don't have kicking in. Okay. And we'll get this lined up here shortly. Guess that still wasn't good enough. Alright, there's the carpet, and we're good to go. Okay, everybody. I think that's about it for part 5. Thanks for stopping in and watching my Let's Build with Mods. I appreciate you spending your valuable time with me. And, you know, there's more to come. If you want to see them, reach down there, hit that subscribe button. Comment, let me know what you think about this. Well, until next time, everybody, stay safe and have a great day. Thanks.